Hey guys, what's going on? It's King DX for first3.com, and today we're going to be talking about the Division beta that just happened about a couple weeks ago. So today we're going to be going over single player. We'll go over the gameplay obviously, and we'll be going over multiplayer as well. What I'm going to try to do with this video today is we're not going to have a lot of fluff. We're going to try to go straight into it. I'm sure you've already heard a lot of things about the Division. And if you haven't, don't worry, because there's an open beta that's going to be taking place on the Xbox One starting February 18th until the 21st. And there'll also be one on PS4 and PC as well that will be starting on February 19th. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this video and we'll get right into it. So gameplay. A lot of people have been comparing this game to Destiny. I think there are some elements that the Division and Destiny share as far as being, cooperative experiences. But ultimately, I think they're essentially two different games. The first very obvious difference between the two is the Division is third person, whereas Destiny is, of course, first person. Now, the Division is labeled as a RPG. Your weapons level up, they have certain attack values, they even have their own unique abilities. So while that may be something that they have in common similar to Destiny, and it's a little harder in the Division to wrap your head around the fact that your guns have their own unique traits, because you don't really get to see your guns as much as you do when you're playing Destiny and you can see all the different character models. It's something that's definitely there, and once you start to realize that your guns have their own unique abilities and perks and weapons, it'll be something you find yourself getting accustomed to very quickly. Now, one thing that's been pointed out by multiple people is that they feel the Division's gunplay isn't as good as Destiny's. Well, as somebody who's played both the alpha and the beta of Destiny, let me say that this is a beta. The guns we're playing with right now are very early guns that you'll get in the game, right? So the stability on all the guns isn't going to be the best of the best. There were countless guns on that Destiny alpha that just made certain classes in general feel like complete trash. Not to mention, this is a beta, and as somebody who's programmed myself, you know that these guns react based on math on the back end. The way the guns feel can completely be tweaked, so there's nothing to freak out about there. Now, with that being said, I will say that I don't feel personally like the gunplay is horrible. I feel like, some enemies take a lot of bullets to put down, but you also have to take into effect that critical spots aren't what we think they are. Shooting somebody in the head isn't guaranteed to be a critical spot. Certain factions in the game have their own unique areas in which you can shoot them and they'll do double damage. So for instance, I believe it's the Cleaners. If you shoot them in their backpack, they take extra damage. Or it might have been the Rioters. I can't remember the name of the faction. But essentially, enemies do have critical spots. And if you hit those spots, you'll start to see the enemies drop fairly quickly. Now, if you try to engage from long range with an assault rifle, you will feel like, oh, it's, I'm putting a whole clip into them. It's not doing a lot of damage. Well, it's an assault rifle and you're engaging from a pretty far distance. Now, while this may not be as bad in Destiny, I mean, it's something you definitely see. Now, if you slow fire, it won't be as bad or as noticeable. And if you do find yourself having problems and constantly reloading, which I admit I definitely had some moments where I kind of felt like I was reloading a lot, I would switch to a different type of gun. So for me, I ended up finding the marksman rifle to be a lot better than an assault rifle for me, just mainly because the recoil on an assault rifle wasn't something that I really liked for that particular gun. So it's all going to be about preference. Now, let's get into what makes the Division stand out. So the Division allows for 4-man fire teams, essentially groups. You guys can go through the single player. You can also go through the multiplayer as well. What'll happen is as you kill enemies, you'll pick up items. You can pick up gear that changes how you look. You can also pick up new guns, and the guns are very familiar. You have green tiered weapons, blue, purple, and gold or orange weapons that are essentially your exotics, kind of like Destiny. And the stronger these weapons are, the more damage you deal, etc., etc. There's also abilities that you can unlock as you start to level up your base of operations, which is something that comes along in a single player game. You'll be able to learn new perks, new talents, and essentially make your character all around stronger. So essentially you do level up. So a level 10 is going to be obviously weaker than a level 30. So there's definitely that level of leveling up that's going to exist inside the game. So if you got this game thinking, oh, it's just going to be a shooter and every level will just be a little bit harder. No, that's not the case. You are going to have guns that you're going to need to cycle through. So you'll have your favorite gun, I'm sure, and then you'll also have your own personal abilities that you'll be leveling up as well. Now let's get into single player. So single player, like I said, it allows for up to 4 people in a group. The AI right now, they don't seem to be the brightest. I mean, they'll definitely flank, they'll rush. They have different types of enemies. So you have enemies that will blindly rush at you with baseball bats, even though you have guns. You have snipers, you have flamethrowers. So you just have a traditional shooter range of enemies, right? There's not anything that's completely out of the ordinary. The cover system, to me, is quite possibly the best cover system I've ever seen. So the way it works is you press X to get into cover, and I'm speaking from PS4. You press X to get into cover, and then while you're looking at other cover, it will basically highlight, letting you know you can go there. And then when you hold down X, you'll automatically start to dash into that new piece of cover. Now, what's really good about that is in the midst of you dashing towards this new cover, if you want it anytime, you can completely let go of X and stop your transition to the cover. So it allows you to get out of cover quickly. It's just really a great and smooth mechanic. I definitely recommend that if you haven't, look at some of this video. You'll see it happen from time to time where I do it here. It's really, really a great mechanic. It's the best cover system I think I've ever seen. Now let's go into bosses. Bosses, they are basically bullet sponges, right? They're the same type of thinking or AI that drives the regular enemies, but they take more damage, or they take less damage, and they deal more damage. So far we haven't seen anything that I feel like is truly unique from the beta. The beta only had really one big story mission. It had side missions, and the side missions seem to be really really good. You know, you go in, you fight, clear up a couple factions, help out your buddies. I mean, it's a pretty cool straightforward way of going about it. I didn't see any puzzles. I don't think this is going to be a game that's going to really have a bunch of puzzles. I know that Massive, who are the developers of this game, not Ubisoft, they're just the publisher, they've stated that there are several things to do outside of the main game. Now, we know for a fact that you're going to be able to level up to about rank 30 right now. Now, in the beta, you ranked up to level 8 pretty quickly. You could do it in about 6 hours. If you had a buddy helping you, you could probably do it a little bit quicker. Now, if you get to rank 30, they also did say that inside of the beta, the experience was tweaked a bit. So I think we ranked up a little bit faster than we're going to rank up in the game. So nothing to be alarmed about there. If that is the case, then that means we'll probably have lots to do inside of the game. I don't think this is going to be a short single player experience at all. And I think if you're going to be playing this by yourself, you'll have a lot of fun. Now let's go into the multiplayer aspect of the game. The multiplayer area, the PvP place is called the Dark Zone. Now the Dark Zone is pretty awesome. Basically what happens is inside the Dark Zone, there's more enemies to kill, there's AI that you can kill, and then there's also players who can choose to engage you. If you shoot a player that hasn't engaged you, you become a rogue. You get a rogue icon above your head, and at that point, anybody who kills you is free to do so. They won't take any type of penalty for doing so. So that's rogue status. Now, what makes this very interesting is you can choose to work with people, or at the last second, you can choose to betray somebody and try to take any items they found. Now, when you find anything inside of the Dark Zone, those items are considered contaminated, and those items cannot leave the Dark Zone unless they've been extracted. Now, extraction basically means that there are multiple landing zones inside of the Dark Zone. You'll go in there, you'll hold square to shoot up a flare, and at that point, it will call in a helicopter that can extract any gear you found inside the Dark Zone. Now, you can find this gear inside of chests. You can find it from enemies that you kill, and you can also take it from other players. Now, the thing about loot in the Dark Zone is that anybody who takes your loot in the Dark Zone has your loot. Like, so basically whoever extracts the loot has the loot. So just because loot is on your back, or you find really good loot in the Dark Zone, doesn't mean you're necessarily going to get to keep it. You don't get to keep it until you get it out. So like I said, the way you do this is basically what you'll have to do is you hold on to the loot, wait for the helicopter to come. The helicopter takes about 1.5 minutes to land. Maybe they'll change that in the final game. Once it lands, it'll drop down a rope. You put it on, hold it on there, and then the helicopter will leave with your gear, and it'll be safely waiting for you when you leave the Dark Zone. So that's really cool to me. I actually like that concept a lot. And then they've also implemented what I like to call proximity chat, meaning that if I'm talking and somebody's further up the street and they're talking to their teammates, as we get closer to each other, we can actually hear what they're saying. So if they decide to say, hey, let's shoot these guys in the back, and they're not in party chat, I can hear everything they're saying, and then I can act based on that. So that's actually a really cool mechanic that I like. That's something that actually used to exist on SOCOM Confrontation. And there's other games out there that have it as well, but it adds another level of trust and kind of trickery that you don't see in a lot of games. So it's something I'm really excited about. Like I said, me personally playing this game, I'm not gonna keep trying to compare it to Destiny. I think it's its own unique game, one that I really like. If you like third-person shooters, which I love, if you like RPG elements of being able to level up your gear and kind of making your gear your own, I think you're really gonna like this game. And if you have buddies, I think the Dark Zone area is going to be a great competitive space for you to go in, find really good loot, but then also have really engaging combat experiences. So personally, I'm excited for the Division. Division comes out on March 8th. So it's only about less than a month away. Like I said, that open beta will be available for everybody. Xbox One players will be able to start playing it on February 18th, and PS4 PC players will be able to start playing it on February 19th. If you're a PS4 player and you did participate, if you did participate in the closed beta, know that your closed beta will update. So don't delete your closed beta if you haven't done so already. Keep it there. It will update, it will patch itself, and then you'll immediately be able to go into the open beta without re-downloading it. So that's just a little bit of a pro tip right there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. King DX signing off. See you guys later.